Hey, Laura J. What a glorious, beautiful day. I hope you've taken a chance to just look around where you are, take in the beauty of it, just even for a few seconds, these seconds that I'm just offering you by doing it myself, because I was coming in here in an overstimulated kind of space of hearing a video about the BC man who was locked up under the Mental Health Act because he was trying to point out how Canada is turning into a tyrannical nation state, control state, and it's scary to him and to others, rightfully so. Because if you don't know how to stand as the first person in your own story, a second person can speak for you, relegating you then to the third person in your story, which is a dangerous position. It's a very dangerous position to find yourself in a position where someone can make an imposition onto you and not have any liability, responsibility, or accountability for their choice to do so, to cause you harm under a title, brand, banner, role that makes them feel like they can do things to others that is not kind. We have all been given opportunities to exercise our conscience. And the corpse doesn't have a conscience until we bring the con of science with a dollar sign through the line, through the S. The conscience is bought and paid for through the con of science, Western science, medical science. What does that even mean? The Western model of science, the Western model of medicine, the industry meaning that it is perpetual and cyclical and requires the continual investment into it in order to get out of it. Well, that means that the one that's in it can't leave in full fast, ideally, because there's more to be taken if you can torture them slowly. It's terrible the way that this present system is set up, because people don't understand this interlocking trust system. I call it the triad of your person. So if you think of your person like a triangle, the top point is your properia persona. That's your entry point into the public. So at this point, you can choose to remain private even while in the public at this first person position. It's powerful. It's just the tip. Just the tip is enough to impregnate the page with your words if you're using a pen and wet ink. So let that sink into your head just as it does in the page, for you to see that the page has four corners. The news is the northeast, south, and west. West and south. Northeast, southwest. The news reverses the south and the west, so the west comes first and the south after. The four corners of a page matter, because just like in a chess game, if you have two kings on the board, the game is not yet won, because both have the potential to be the winner yet, for it hasn't been decided yet. And that's really where we're at right now, collectively. We are at the place of getting to decide whether we will be part of the tipping point in collective consciousness, or whether we will go down with the Titanic that we know is sinking, which is the metaphor for the old world order, essentially. The Arcana Imperii, the old world order, was based off of the old boys club. The way that we have been captivated by the ruling class of 300, apparently, all who know each other, such as what I received in a book about Zionism, and the elders being those 300 who hold positions that know all of the others in those positions, key positions within the world structure. The world structure is now becoming the www.url. The world has become a virtual oriented space, a virtually oriented space. Even now, you receiving this is conveyed through that same medium. Yet, I am here in my actual life, growing and learning, writing, doubting, pushing through, trying to do my very best, though have already blown through 10 days of not yet having done what I had anticipated having done then. It's been more than a year, and it is true that I am doing my best to refine the information so you can receive it without all the words I added before. Trying to reduce it down to the bare bones. If we can get the bare bones, we can add the meat. We can add the skin and everything in between. I've been challenged writing this. The Real Story of Rome. I was challenged writing Fully Committed too, though. And I was always told my first two books wouldn't really be super popular until my third one. And that's when the first two people would be like, oh my God, these two you wrote before like anyone even knew to look for your stuff. So what do they have to say about what led you to become the one that could do what you do with book 3, 4, 5 plus? I intend to be quite prolific in my publications. And my partner tells me, and has for the last 3 years, I need an editor. And there's a part of me that doesn't want my intentions and artistic delivery of them to be shifted by someone else's input before I've had an opportunity to firm it up for myself on the page, to then be able to convey it and say, okay, how about we do a panel instead of just one editor? So that's what I'm working on, actually assembling now, is a panel of people who are willing to hear what I've got to share and then actually offer insights and perspectives about how to move it around so that it would be more effective and even more condensed. I have friends that are working with AI that said they could put it through that technology so it would take the information that was so important for me to gather and then put it together in a way for the AI to say what I have said in a more concise way. Totally open to that, but I want to write it first. I don't want them to do it for me. I want to do it first, and then they can put it through and see what each of them do. If it's different, if it's the same, if, like, how short can it be? All of what I've put the last 3.5 years into researching into the foundation and formation of culture and or popular culture at present and how we got where we are, like, that's a blip. 3.5 years chasing this story, the real story of Rome, the Justinian deception. Like, that's not a tremendous amount of time, though it's been significant for me. And this is the thing that we oftentimes don't realize, that when we're chasing something, it's so close to us that other people have no comprehension of how to even relate or grasp the level of importance or significance as to what does the one that devotes themselves to finding out why and all that we can about it, in order to then be able to actually guide others to the importance of it, and then through the use of it, how to do it. We are learning how to do it, and it's a messy process, but having good people in our corner makes all the difference. So I'm grateful to be connected with you. I hope this message has meant a lot to you. I've shared what I have to say, that one day you're going to see what I am able to pull together, and in the not so distant future, and you're going to say, wow, okay, on June 11th, 2026, she's still freaking out, and not freaking out specifically, but inside of myself, I was definitely, my nervous system was like, oh my God, and I can't get here again. And like, oh no, what have I done? Like, why can't I just get this out? Like, all of these frustrations with myself, I share because maybe you have similar voices with whatever it is that you're working on, because you're not working on the real story of Rome. I am. What are you working on? And where do these voices or gremlins show up for you? And what do you do when they do? Because it's not a matter of if they will, it's a matter of when. And if and when they do, what then? What do you do? Knowing how to deal with your gremlins as they show up, help you calm those in order to get going with what needs to be done, so that their stories aren't true anymore. Because by continuing to plow through to get there while also self caring in the process, we are able to really be aligned, present, fully connected. It's big, it's very significant. So, I hope this message has been useful for you.